The UFC rankings are out, and we just finished 25 fights in 12 hours. I'm Matt Parrino.
I'm Forrest Griffin, and we're f***ing exhausted. I watched so many fights this weekend that I feel like just from watching that I know how to fight now. So I've seen that many fights.
You just learned now?
I just learned now. Well, I'd forgotten and now.
Probably could have used that a few years ago.
I relearned.
Relearned. So we started off at Fight Night Belfast, and wow, what a main event. Gegard Mousasi, the number 5 ranked middleweight, took out Uriah Hall. Devastating fashion. It was pretty interesting on the feet. Once it went to the mat, Mousasi dominated. TKO win. He doesn't move. Uriah Hall down 3 spots to number 13. But let's start with Gegard. I mean, were you surprised that he was able to dominate Uriah Hall like that?
Nope, we saw shades of it in the first fight. He was winning the first fight until he got clipped with that amazing kick. Gegard is a bad dude. Gegard's been on a tear. He's older too, and he's really, I think, hitting his stride. For Bisping, he's the second most feared guy around. Obviously, Romero is a bad dude, but I think Gegard's right up there with him.
So you take a look at the top 5 rankings. You got Bisping at the top. Then you got Romero, Rockhold, Souza, Weidman, and Mousasi. I mean, Mousasi's done his part. I mean, he's getting a little bit more animated on the microphone.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit more interesting. Is this a guy that you vault to the top, give him that title shot, or is Romero the guy?
I have no idea, but what I'll tell you about Mousasi is he's racked up wins and he's done it quickly. I think he could fight well and possibly beat anybody above him in the top 5. He could be the middleweight champion of the world. I've seen it in him. It's there.
Speaking of title shots, Forrest Griffin, we're going to go into the brain of a Forrest Griffin right now because you're going to drop some knowledge on us about title shots and who deserves them.
Thanks for the amazingly complicated lead-in. I feel like I just watched fucking Memento or something. Yes, all right, so here's the deal with title shots. I use as an example one I saved, what's his name again?
Anderson Silva.
I saved Anderson Silva's career before he fought me, actually. You're welcome, Anderson. People were actually starting to think he was a little boring. He had a 3-fight streak. He had 2 grapplers in a row. Cote in the middle, who had the weird knee injury, but he had to fight Talis Latis, who, you know, judging from his last fight's gotten old. It happens. And Damian Maia, bang, bang. And those fights both went to decision. They were both pretty boring. He got booed in both of them. Those aren't always the best fights. Those were the guys that had earned the shots. But that's not always what fans want to see. So when people ask me why people get the shots, a lot of it is all your faults. I'm putting it back on you. Why did Cody get the title shot?
Garbrandt.
You guys wanted to see him fight Dominic Cruz. You felt you already saw Cruz fight TJ Dillashaw, which I thought was a really good fight. I was excited to see it again. But you guys went Cody. You want to see something new?
Let's move down to the lighter weight classes, 125 and 135. Couple of big performances over the weekend. Kyoji Horiguchi moves up to number 3 after taking out Ali Bagoatinov. And then we had Thomas Almeida in Brazil, re-emerging as the phenom that he was before he lost to Garbrandt, knocks out Albert Morales. That was phenomenal. I'm pretty sure I counted a 21-punch combination to finish that fight. What'd you take of Almeida, first of all, who didn't move?
It's fair that he didn't move. You know, he fought a guy lower ranked, so.
Not even ranked in the top 15.
Yeah, so why would he move? I actually saw early in the fight, you know, he's still got some flaws. He still doesn't love to be hit. He's got potential, but again, tough game, tough weight class. The way he fights is tough, although I did notice his hand defense was pretty good in this fight.
For Horiguchi, I mean, this is a guy now at 3, right behind Henry Cejudo, Joseph Benavidez, who are set to fight on the Ultimate Fighter finale for what we think is the number 1 contender spot, Demetrius Johnson defending against the winner of the show. But for Horiguchi, he moves up 1 spot. He fought a ranked fighter. That makes sense.
Absolutely.
We have one hell of a fight this weekend. Derek Brunson, number 8, taking on number 7, Australia's own Robert Whittaker. Great matchup here. I mean, you take Brunson. For both guys. I mean, you take Brunson, who's the grappler, Whittaker, the striker, but Brunson's been knocking guys out. He's looked spectacular on the feet, especially against Uriah Hall last time out.
Absolutely. He looked great. Both guys have looked really good. Robert Whittaker is more like kind of a Frankie Edgar. You know, he's a gamer. He's not an amazing athlete. He does have some knockout power, but a lot of his is will and tenacity, etc.
Who do you think has the kind of longevity to maybe reach that title shot?
I really don't know. It would kind of suck to be both those guys because there's what you'd call a murderer's row lined up between them and the title shot.
As always, go to UFC.com for the complete rankings. And if you see Forrest in the street, you probably won't recognize him because he wears beanies in the winter. So...
That's so weird that Forrest Griffin wears beanies in the winter when it's cold because he has big f***ing ears. That is so weird. I don't know why he would do that.
So you rock beanies pretty hard?
I mean, what is it, November?
Yeah.
To February. So yeah, when it's cold, I wear beanies. It's so weird.